The morning sun struggled to pierce through the curtains, casting long shadows across the room. A gentle voice broke through the quiet. "Hello?" A groan escaped from beneath the covers. "Huh, are you still sleeping?" Yeah," a tired voice replied. "I'm a bit too drowsy to check the time." "What time is it?" the first voice pressed. 20 after 8, came the reply. "What?" the voice exclaimed in disbelief. "Do you remember that you have to go to school today?" A pause. "By when do I have to get there?" "You won't be late, so don't worry," the voice assured. "As expected of my brother," the sleepy voice said with a hint of pride. "Call me before you arrive." The first voice chuckled softly. "Maybe I should dress better," he mused to himself. "I'm going to see my sister's teacher after all." A short while later, he stood before a bank teller. "Number 280, how may I help you?" "I would like a new debit card and to update my bank book," he requested. "All right," the teller replied, efficiently starting the process. The young man watched as the machine printed the updated balance. 1,482.92 million. 1.4 billion. His own reflection stared back at him from the display. "He looks young." "So how?" the teller thought, glancing at him again. "Oh, could you tell me what your job is?" she asked, curiosity getting the better of her. "I'm a hunter," he replied matter-of-factly. "People say that hunters make quite a bit of money," another teller whispered to a coworker. "I guess his rank is pretty high," they speculated. Our bank has recently released a new product for VIP customers," the first teller said with a bright smile. "It's been getting positive reactions from our customers. Do you want to try it out?" "The raid with Jin-Ho is making a lot of money," the young man thought, but he politely declined. "No, I'm fine." As he was about to leave, the teller called out to him, "Son, are you really Sung Jin-Woo?" "What? Is it strange?" he responded, a little bewildered. "Well, so people can change this much?" she wondered aloud. "I'm meeting my sister's teacher. Do you want me to come in a tracksuit and slippers?" he retorted, a hint of playfulness in his voice. Outside the bank, he could hear a murmur of voices. "Wow, who's that?" someone said. "Wow, he's so handsome," another voice exclaimed. "Isn't that Jenna with him?" a third voice asked. "Hello," Jin-Woo said, as he approached a small group. "Looks like he's her brother," one of the girls commented. "Yes, hello," Jin-Woo greeted them with a friendly smile. "Wow, you are pretty popular," Jenna said, slightly teasing him. "Who's that?" "A graduate?" asked another girl. "I wouldn't forget a student as eye-catching as him," replied a teacher. "Is he a new professor?" "That's right, you don't have a girlfriend, no?" a student chimed in. "What were you doing last night that kept you out so late?" Jenna asked, playfully nudging him. "Should I introduce you to a cute student?" a girl said, giggling. "Don't make fun of me," Jin-Woo replied, a little embarrassed. "You work," Jenna said, giving him a knowing look. "I'm very sorry, consultation room," a woman said, approaching the group. "Gino's brother. Nice to meet you. I'm her teacher." "I didn't know Gina had such a cool brother," the teacher said, smiling warmly. "Although I graduated from the school, it's my first time seeing this teacher," Jin-Woo thought. "Please take a seat." The teacher invited him into her office. "Thank you. You don't have to worry, since Gina has a good personality and a kind disposition. She's a model student, so I don't have to worry that much either," the teacher said reassuringly. "Do you know that Jenna is aiming for a medical college?" "Yes," Jin-Woo replied. "Her marks are good and her academic record is also good, so I think she can make it. But don't put too much pressure on her," the teacher cautioned. "Okay, I heard that you were working as a hunter. Perhaps if Gina was determined to have abilities, would you make her do hunter work?" "No, as expected," Jin-Woo replied. "The reason I'm asking these things is because recently there is a student that is trying to quit school after being determined to have awakened. And now, this student isn't even attending school anymore. If this keeps going, the school will have no choice but to take measures. Even if one becomes a hunter, isn't it good to get graduation papers? Since I don't know much about hunters, I have to ask about these things," the teacher said, clearly concerned. "What rank did that student receive?" Jin-Woo asked. "I heard that it's the lowest rank, E rank. This student will be in a precarious situation," Jin-Woo thought, a worried look crossing his face. "If you're fine with it, I want to ask you a favor. That student happens to be Gino's friend. Could you talk to her so that she is at least willing to graduate?" "Gino's friend?" "Yes," Jin-Woo replied. "She's a female student called Han Song-I." Jin-Woo froze. "Miss, what did you say her name was?" "Han Song-I. Do you know her?" "Korea is small after all," she continued, as expected. "It was you, mister." Why are you here? Is a kid even allowed to do raids? A gruff voice questioned, cutting through the otherwise still morning air. If an underage kid is awakened, then there's no law banning them from raids, a more measured voice responded, a hint of amusement coloring the tone. You're a high schooler, right? Do you have any raid experience? The gruff voice continued, clearly not convinced. Earache, I assume. What happened? A softer, slightly hesitant voice replied, the hunter my teacher wanted to introduce me to was you, mister. Mister, are you friends with her? The voice asked, adding another layer of confusion to the situation. A slightly bewildered voice said, isn't that Jenna? Another voice chimed in, are you perhaps Jenna's brother? I even visited the hospital with her once, but I didn't see your face, said the first voice, revealing that there was some sort of shared history between them. If you're Jenna's brother, I can see why you're acquainted with my teacher, said the timid voice, still slightly unsure of the situation. We're not really acquaintances, a more firm voice interjected. I don't know what my teacher said to you, but I don't plan on returning to school. I don't plan to quit being a hunter either, the voice added with a note of defiance. You're an earache, right? The firm voice said with a hint of challenge. Normal attacks will not work on monsters. You'll need a weapon imbued with magic. If you do end up purchasing a weapon, it'll wear out quickly and you are forced to purchase another. It's not a profitable business, so do you plan on fighting with your bare fists? The voice concluded, adding a touch of sarcasm. You aren't dreaming of becoming a full-fledged hunter just because you made some money from our 18th raid? A burst of defiance filled the air. Enough with the lecture. Mister is also an earache, the timid voice exclaimed, pushing back with unexpected strength. A small chuckle could be heard. Oh, she's quite persistent, said the firm voice, clearly amused. Well, I was the same, the firm voice continued, softening slightly. Don't worry, I wasn't planning on convincing you to quit, huh? It's hard to accept the reality until you face the cold and cruel world with your own eyes. The tone shifted, gaining a hint of purpose. Then why are you here? To turn you into a great hunter, the firm voice stated with conviction. A change in the surroundings brought the focus elsewhere. The atmosphere sure is different, said the firm voice. I ended up visiting South Korea earlier than I expected. A familiar voice chimed in. You're here? Oh, Tilda, look who it is. Long time no see, another voice added. What business does the Korean Hunter Guild have with you and your shall have here? It's only natural that a hunter from the monitoring division is here to receive and observe the S-rank hunters arriving in Korea, a slightly mocking voice responded. Monitoring division, you still working as that old geezer Chairman Go Gun's right arm? Asked the familiar voice. If it was me, I would have severed his left arm, made sure he couldn't do anything without his right arm, and taken over everything. How long do you plan on staying? The mocking voice inquired. I don't plan on staying in Korea for too long. I'll return after I finish some business, the firm voice responded. Don't worry. The business, the man who has abandoned his homeland and moved to the United States, has it got to do with E-rank hunter Sung Jin-Woo and E-rank hunter Eugene Ho? As expected from a member of the monitoring division, asking something he already knows about, the firm voice replied, clearly unimpressed. Will you try to stop me? Are you stopping me? Asked the mocking voice. I'm just devoted to my job, the mocking voice replied innocently. I'm out of breath now that I'm at the airport. You're right. My chest feels heavy. I like you, the firm voice said, throwing another curveball. How about you join the scavenger guild? We can treat you better than that old geezer. S-rank hunter Wen Dong-soo, his brother Guangdong Sak has been under suspicion of eliminating many hunters, as if he was cutting a lizard's tail. The firm voice continued, with a hint of darkness. The reason we couldn't start a proper investigation was due to his brother. They are truly brothers bound by blood. Even their lack of sentiment after cruel eliminations is the same despicable trash, the firm voice said, full of disdain. Another group approached, cutting through the tension. It has been a while, long time no see, Chief said a new voice. I'm the chief of the 2nd Department of Management, and with me is Hyun Ji-chol, an assistant from the same department. He introduced himself and his partner. You're the student from before, the chief said, nodding toward the timid voice. Hello, earache, he added with a hint of mockery. It should be nothing, no, he continued. Since there's also the case of Hunter Sung Jin-Woo, I shouldn't jump to conclusions. I was surprised when I received a call from Hunter Sung Jin-Woo, who wanted to experience a new recruit's training session, he explained. He must be interested in the White Tiger Guild, right? He added, looking around. Since it was a request from none other than Hunter Sung Jin-Woo, I've accepted it without hesitation. Experiencing a new recruit's training session. This is good, the chief said, clearly pleased with the situation. If he gains interest after watching White Tiger's excellent training system, I've already explained it to the other hunters, so there's no need to worry. Since this is an area with a high concentration of gates, not many people live here anymore. 80% of the households have already left, he explained further, adding, they say it's been decided to shut down certain areas completely. A C-rank gate, perfect for a field trip, has opened here just in time, he declared, clearly ready to start. It's already past 9 o'clock. Let's stop the chatter and get started. We are not here for a picnic. Who is he? Whispered the timid voice as a new figure approached. He's our new A-rank recruit, but he seemed offended after hearing that. I have accepted your request, saying that a dungeon isn't a place for fooling around, said Chief, and A-rank. His name is Kim Chul, and as you can see, he's a tank. This attack force is composed of 1 A-rank, 7 B-ranks, and 4 C-ranks, for a total of 12 people. It may seem like an overkill with the amount of A-rank and B-ranks participating in a C-rank gate, but they are still just new recruits. They must first gain some dungeon experience. But to bring in A-rank and 7 B-ranks, if the raid is too easy, the effects might diminish, said the assistant, sounding concerned. No, rather, she might realize the difference between herself and other hunters, the chief replied, with a hint of calculation. When do we enter? Asked the gruff voice, clearly impatient to start. Realize how helpless E-rank hunters are in dungeons. Since the raid will become too easy if Hunter Sung Jin-Woo participates, please just watch from the sidelines, Chief and said. Mister, aren't you coming? Asked the timid voice. After you. The air around the gate suddenly shifted. A strange sensation filled the air. What is this sensation? Asked Chief and, startled. Chief, the gate. No way. The dimension is fluctuating like waves, said the assistant. Something is wrong. The sensation from the gate is completely different from before. What is this ominous sensation? Chief and exclaimed, a hint of panic creeping into his voice. It's dangerous. I have to quickly get out of. Chief and, call the main attack force immediately, he shouted. Hunter Sung Jin-Woo, Chief. What should we do about this? Asked the assistant, fear visible in his eyes. Hunter Sung Jin-Woo with 15 others being sucked into the gate? This isn't a problem that can be solved just by calling the main attack force. Chief and exclaimed. I must directly call the master. It's a red gate. How does a red gate appear from a C-rank gate? If that's true, I'll have to come check it out myself. White Tiger Guild Master, S-rank Baquenho, a new voice declared, adding a dramatic twist to the already chaotic situation. Nice car, a sardonic voice commented. It's still not appropriate enough for a TS-ordered S-rank hunter. A sigh followed the statement. Well, at this speed, it'll be faster for me to run, the voice added, dripping with impatience. Anyway, how did my brother's funeral turn out? The voice asked, a hint of sadness barely masking the sarcasm. We couldn't retrieve his body, and the funeral was done privately, a more subdued voice replied. Would you like to visit the memorial tree? The subdued voice continued. I have no interest in the departed, the first voice stated flatly. I'm only interested in my brother's scraps. Then where do you wish to go? The second voice asked, trying to keep up with the abrupt changes in tone. The answer is obviously a dungeon, the first voice declared. I'll find him in a dungeon. Lousy hunters are sure to be found in dungeons. How do you plan on finding them with the countless number of gates in Korea? The second voice inquired, a sense of futility creeping in. That's not a problem in the 21st century, the first voice replied, with an air of confidence. E-rank Sung Jin-Woo, it looks like he just entered a dungeon. The rules inside a dungeon and out in this world are different. You must already know, whether I deal with him or not is none of your concern. Woo Jin-Chul, yes, the second voice acknowledged. Where is this? This doesn't look like a dungeon. A voice filled with confusion exclaimed, breaking the silence. The gate has disappeared as well, another voice added, with growing concern. I don't feel anything suspicious, a third voice chimed in. Was it a gate to simply transfer us into this world? Is there something wrong with us? Yet another voice asked, a sense of unease palpable in the air. Kaya, what? An urgent voice exclaimed. 15. This is it. It's an ambush by the them. It's ourselves, another voice countered, correcting him sharply. So, at that distance I can't sense them. Those who haven't met them have used the term ourselves, but those who have faced them in battle have used a different term. Unlike a beautiful term like elf, they derived a different term from watching them mercilessly hunt down hunters. a voice explained, adding a chilling undertone to the situation. It's shut off tight. This is troubling, another voice said, the tension rising. Wasn't this a C-rank gate? You're correct, sir, a subordinate voice replied. Did you call the Korean Hunter Guild? A voice demanded, impatience evident. Yes, but they are playing dumb and claiming it was definitely a C-rank gate. Those bastards, the voice continued, spitting out the last word. Red gates only appear in higher-ranked gates, a voice said, sounding incredulous. They are saying the magical energy coming from a different world beyond this gate is just a C-rank? There must have been an error. The gate in front of me is at least B-rank. It might be A rank or higher if we are unlucky. Should we measure the gate with our own magical energy sensor? The subordinate voice asked tentatively. Magical energy will stop flowing out after the gate has turned red, so it'll be pointless. At this current state, there's no way to figure out the ranking, the leader's voice responded. How many of our members have entered? 12 people, sir, the subordinate voice responded. And how many of them are highly ranked hunters? The leader's voice asked with a note of worry. There's an A-rank hunter Kim Chul, designated as the captain, and 7 B-rank hunters, the subordinate voice replied. 1 A-rank and 7 B-rank. Will the new recruits be fine? The leader voiced his concerns. The gate must be either B or A rank. I'll exclude the probability of S rank that has put the entire country in a state of emergency. If it's a B rank, it'll at least require 3 A rank hunters. But if it's an A rank, it'll at least require 1 S rank or 10 A rank hunters. Therefore, if the gate's rank is A, we should consider all of them as good as gone. If they are lucky, maybe 2 or 3 of the B rank hunters will return alive. In fact, there are 2 other people inside that are not part of our guild, the subordinate voice added, creating more confusion. And who are they? The leader asked, sounding exasperated. One's a hunter that I've laid my eyes on recently, a hunter that piqued Chief An's interest. That's right, the subordinate voice confirmed. And the ranking of that hunter? A? Or is it B? Then there's an S-rank hunter inside? The leader inquired, trying to make sense of the situation. No, he's an E-rank, the subordinate voice revealed, shocking everyone present. There is a sharp one here. They managed to single out the 2 weakest hunters in the attack force. If this was 2 months ago, the arrow would have been aimed towards me, the leader thought, with a sense of disbelief. A sinister voice echoed in the distance. I'll deal with you with my own hands. I don't think they're welcoming us, a voice said, with growing concern. I'm not sure how many of you guys have understood the situation yet, but we are inside a red gate. We cannot return until all of us are gone, or the dungeon opens a red gate itself, a voice explained, the chilling truth finally sinking in. Mister, what is a red gate? A timid voice asked, revealing their inexperience. It's a special gate that connects us to another world. Once we step our foot inside, the gate closes off completely, and nobody else can come and help. It's a place that cannot escalate till the boss is defeated, or the unbuy-in opens on its own. In other words, we are stranded, the voice explained, adding a somber note to the already tense atmosphere. A red gate? A voice whispered, the weight of the words heavy in the air. Mister, what is a red gate? A timid voice asked, the fear evident in their tone. It's a special gate that connects us to another world. Once we step our foot inside, the gate closes off completely, and nobody else can come and help, a firm voice explained. It's a place we cannot escape until the boss is defeated, or the dungeon opens on its own. In other words, we are stranded. A moment of silence followed, broken by the same firm voice, now tinged with a hint of resolve. I'll introduce myself once again. I am the A-rank hunter Kim Chul, but I will not be premature and claim that all of you will be able to return back alive. We must wait countless months for the dungeon to open, and there's no guarantee that we'll survive. That's why I will form a separate team to clear the dungeon with me. If we stay here, we'll either suffer from the cold or get ambushed. A pause. Even if no one wants to clear the dungeon with me, I will go alone. Who wishes to join me? Let's go together, a confident voice responded, cutting through the uncertainty. I'll go as well, another voice added quickly, seeking strength in numbers. They will have a higher chance of survival by sticking with an A-rank hunter, Kim Chul thought, his eyes scanning the remaining group. Not you, and you don't. You as well, don't you, he said, singling out individuals with a dismissive tone. 1 day spent in a red gate is only an hour outside, he continued, his voice filled with a sense of urgency. In the worst situation, countless months can pass before the boss is defeated, or the dungeon is opened. In such a situation, I cannot bring any dead weight with me, he explained, his words blunt and unforgiving. We are dead weight, he added, pointing directly at those he had just rejected. Don't be so disappointed. If you guys manage to survive until we take down the boss, you can also return safely, he said, attempting to soften the blow, but his tone remained detached. But still, excuse me, it's okay to switch sides for me, right? A hesitant voice asked from the sidelines. As you wish, Kim Chul replied, clearly unfazed by the unexpected move. Switching sides instead of sticking with the A rank, is it sympathy? Kim Chul wondered. Who is this woman? Since there's a vacant spot now, I'll take one more person over from that side, a new voice declared, taking the spotlight. And me? I'll go. Kim Chul, that person, the voice continued, pointing directly at a specific individual. He didn't notice the arrows coming. You're not an E rank, right? The voice asked, looking directly at the individual. To gain Hunter Sung Jin-Woo's trust, I kept this as a secret, but I'm sure he's someone who has reawakened, the individual replied, confirming their suspicions. Are you sure it's not just a speculation? The first voice asked, doubtful. I wasn't able to get a definite answer. Well, it is, but then, the only person I can put my faith in is Kim Chul. If the master met Hunter Sung Jin-Woo himself, he would have understood it. Kim Chul shouldn't have any problems, the voice said confidently. Chief of the First Department of Management to Sunshin, Hunter Kim Chul's training results are very impressive. He won't fall behind the current White Tiger Guild's main attack force members in a contest of strength. Thank goodness Kim Chul is an A rank. He's not someone that can be simply ignored even among the highly ranked hunters. With that person as the raid captain, he could command the B rank hunters well enough to clear the dungeon. Kim Chul thought, a sense of pride swelling up within him. From the rumors that were whispered, an E rank hunter with a possibility of being reawakened, that's what you were saying, right? Our Kim Chul is far superior compared to such a hunter with no foundation. We'll see who's right when they get out. Huh? What happened here? A new voice asked, confusion evident. I definitely heard it was a C rank gate. Did it turn out to be an A rank gate? Why is the precious master of the White Tiger Guild here? Huang Dong-tsu. That person is Huang. Huang Dong-tsu. Another voice said, recognizing the newcomer. Scavenger Guild's S-rank hunter, Huang Dong-tsu. The voice confirmed. Long time no see, Baek Hyun-ho. A powerful voice exclaimed. Why are you in Korea? I stopped by to manage some business, but I didn't expect to see you here. Korea sure is small, Baek Hyun-ho replied. Just answer the question. Why is a man that should be in the United States back in Korea and doing business in the White Tiger Guild's area? White Tiger Guild's area? Huang Dong-tsu questioned, with a hint of menace in his tone. I'd like to ask something as well. Did that lousy hunter enter your White Tiger Guild? What were you thinking by recruiting him? I'm talking about that E-rank kid. E-rank Sung Jin-Woo, who has entered the gate. Sung Jin-Woo? How does Huang Dong-tsu know him? Baek Hyun-ho wondered, a mix of surprise and concern evident on his face. What is this? Is it a red gate? Then let me ask you a question as well, Huang Dong-tsu continued, completely ignoring the previous question. How are you guys sound for any recruits? The first lesson we've been taught is that anything can happen inside the dungeon. Especially Hunter Kim Chul has received special coaching. He's destined to join the White Tiger's main attack force. We will follow the path, a voice declared with utmost confidence. Then we'll enter the forest. I wish you luck. Same here, Baek Hyun-ho replied, dismissing Huang Dong-tsu. So, are you not going to answer my question? Huang Dong-tsu asked, his tone filled with irritation. Well, this man is at least an A rank. No, maybe an S rank, Baek Hyun-ho thought, his eyes fixed on the departing Kim Chul. Idiots, Huang Dong-tsu murmured with disdain. Huh? Look over there, that's TSK. Huang Dong-tsu continued, watching Kim Chul and his group disappear into the forest. They should have just patiently waited here. The forest is ice bear territory. Because of one inexperienced E-rank, all those innocent people are about to. Do you think that E-rank ever got some proper coaching? There's way too much, just an E-rank, Huang Dong-tsu sneered. Wait, another voice exclaimed, their tone shifting. That team has few C ranks and even a B rank. Why did I assume he was their leader? Whatever, Huang Dong-tsu replied dismissively. They'll all meet their end soon. We'll be just by ourselves. Prepare for battle. I've come all the way over here and am stuck in a red gate. Why did I assume he was their leader? Whatever, they'll all meet their end soon. We'll be just by ourselves. Huang Dong-tsu muttered, his voice a mix of arrogance and disinterest. A few moments later, a different scene unfolded within the forest. As expected from the captain, An A-rank hunter truly is different compared to the rest, a voice said, filled with admiration. He took down all these ice bears almost by himself. We are at a level where we can deal with multiple ice bears, another voice added, equally impressed. Excluding the organs, let's cut out the meat. We should secure the food supply. We can survive a few days with these, Kim Chul said, his voice authoritative. The signs are looking good right from the get-go, a voice offered optimistically. What nonsense! We cannot relax until we are able to get out of the forest, Kim Chul retorted, his tone sharp. We are able to deal with them because of me. By this point, the others must have become the best meal, he thought with a touch of disdain. Why yes, a voice replied hesitantly. Wait, we cannot go any further, a voice interjected, suddenly concerned. Why? Can't you see? A voice questioned. The area is covered with ice bear territory markings. This entire forest is ice bear territory. We must turn back now before the monsters arrive, the voice explained. So you're saying this area is full of ice bears? Kim Chul asked, his voice laced with sarcasm. What? Did I say something wrong? The voice replied, confused. Yes, Kim Chul stated flatly. So, we should turn back? The voice asked again. That's why we are moving into the forest, Kim Chul explained. Huh? The voice responded, completely bewildered. Did you not hear me? If this is an ice bear territory, we only have to worry about bears while in the forest. Ice bears are more reasonable than ourselves, Kim Chul continued, his tone dripping with condescension. Ah, if there are a lot of ice bears in the area, that would mean there are no stronger predators here. Therefore, we won't encounter any stronger monsters, a voice exclaimed, finally understanding Kim Chul's logic. Why did I not think of that? Another voice mumbled, frustrated at their lack of foresight. Anyways, I'm too cold with that clothing inventory, Kim Chul declared. Everyone, put these on, or EX equipped. Use quest. It'll be troubling if you all perish from the cold before we face any monsters. He paused, then added, spatial magic. Suddenly, fur coats materialized in the air, dropping into everyone's hands. Item. X name. Warm fur coat. Item class. Non-type junk. Becomes extremely warm after being worn. Price. 10 gold. Isn't spatial magic limited to only 1 or 2 items? A voice whispered, bewildered. To be able to summon so many. Just what is he? Mister, who are you really? Another voice exclaimed, their curiosity piqued. Since I'm the one who brought you here, it's my responsibility to protect you. However, don't ask me anything. The same applies to all of you. Don't ask me any questions, and don't demand anything from me, Kim Chul warned. What is that? A voice suddenly asked, their tone filled with alarm. I have a giant ice bear. Another voice responded, their fear palpable. What was it about having to only worry about ice bears? A voice questioned sarcastically. This is a highly ranked monster. Entering the forest was definitely the wrong decision. Another voice exclaimed, their tone filled with regret. I'll distract it while you all find an opening, Kim Chul declared, a hint of determination in his voice. And Kaya, what are you doing? I'll say this clearly, that I'll be hunting monsters just by myself, Kaya replied, a defiant tone in their voice. No matter how strong you are, that's still a highly ranked monster, a voice exclaimed, incredulous. I can't waste the experience that's standing right in front of me, Kaya responded with resolve. Suddenly, a change appeared in the air, a notification appearing before Kaya. Title change. Title. The one who overcame adversity, a title given to those who overcame adversity heroically. Your stats increase proportionally to your missing health. 1% stat increase every 1% HP missing. Title, Wolf Slayer. A title given to a hunter proficient in fights against wolves. 40% increased stats against beast-type monsters. If I add the title's effect to my current level, just with my bare hands, Kaya said, preparing for action. With a swift and powerful movement, Kaya struck out at the monstrous ice bear, the beast recoiling from the sheer force of the blow. I dispatched it in a single hit, Kaya thought, a sense of satisfaction washing over them. Just as I thought, since the standard is higher, the experience gain is different. You leveled up. Why? You? Just who are you? A voice asked in astonishment. What kind of business do you have with Hunter Sung Jin-Woo to come all the way to a dungeon entrance? A new voice demanded. None of your business. It's just entertainment. Whatever your objective may be, since this is a red gate, there's nothing else we can do, Kim Chul explained. Instead of a dungeon, it could be a desert over 50 degrees Celsius, a jungle filled with poisonous vipers and insects, or an extremely cold snow area that could give you severe frostbite. They have a higher chance of perishing than returning back alive. I would also like to see what's beyond here. I get to witness something so rare while just passing by, the new voice said, sounding amused. But this is quite troublesome. I can't wait here until the dungeon opens. Sung Jin-Woo got lucky. If it's a red gate, even Huang Dong-soo can't do anything about it. He'll be truly lucky. The bear meat is a bit tough, but it's quite tasty. Would you like some more? The voice offered, their tone shifting from amusement to polite curiosity. Ah, thank you, a voice responded gratefully. Go Niang, a C-rank martial artist. Park Hee-jin, a B-rank. Mei Jin-K, and a C-rank tank, Ah Young. Kim Chul stated, listing off the members of his small group. Does Jenna really do nothing but study at home? They say she puts up dictionaries on the wall instead of wallpapers to memorize words while sleeping. He continued thinking to himself, she's just like you guys. When she gets home, she likes to play, eat, and sleep at home. She's a sleepyhead who loves fried chicken. Are you lies? Kim Chul questioned. And she's still able to get those grades. Even I can't believe it, Kim Chul said, a note of disbelief coloring his voice. When we were younger, we used to visit the arcade together, he recalled, a hint of nostalgia washing over him. Miss Hunter Park Jin, hasn't the number of ice bear ambushes been decreasing? A voice inquired. That's because our captain has taken care of them, another voice responded, brimming with confidence. Well, he did eliminate a giant ice bear with his bare hands, a voice added, filled with admiration. Where are you going? A voice suddenly asked. Since I ate, I should go exercise, a new voice replied, clearly unbothered. Exercising while inside a gate? A voice asked with a touch of disbelief. If I don't, there will be a penalty. He sure is strange. Phew dia, how bothersome. I can't leave behind the attack force and end up in the penalty zone, the voice declared, their logic oddly specific. Well then, since I warmed up, it's time to go hunting, the voice added, a sense of purpose filling their tone. Suddenly, a new scene flashed before them. The numbers are roughly the same. Come out. A powerful voice exclaimed. You guys know it's your first mission, right? Another voice inquired, adding a note of seriousness to the situation.